Hey everybody, JC here with another T&I toy review, and today's review is in association with MarvelousNews.com, your #1 news source for everything Marvel. And for today's review, we're going to take a look at the new Marvel Legends series 4-inch or 3 1/4 inch scale Captain America Civil War movie Captain America figure and motorcycle set. Now this set from Hasbro comes packaged in a window box style of packaging. You've got that Legend Series logo up at the top. You've got the Captain America movie Civil War logo down below and the name of the character. On the sides of the packaging we have a look at the figure and the motorcycle from the front. And then on the back we have another look at the figure and the motorcycle. We have the Civil War logo and a brief bio. And then down below we have a look at the first figures in Hasbro's 4-inch or 3 1/4 inch Marvel Legends line. Everything now is under the Marvel Legends series for all their collector-oriented figures. Okay, so let's get this open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figure outside the packaging along with the motorcycle. Now this is our first Civil War movie figure in this scale that's been released. If you followed our Toy Fair coverage last month, you'll know we're also going to be getting a Falcon figure, and then there's also going to be a Toys R Us 2-pack, an exclusive 2-pack that's going to feature Civil War versions of Black Panther and Agent 13. So as of now, at least, we know we're getting 4 different Civil War figures in this scale from Hasbro. So this figure, this Captain America figure, comes with a shield accessory, and I like that they've included a hole on the back. So you've got the little clip, and then you can rotate it, and it's got the little peg that sticks out. So I like that they've created this little harness to put the shield on his back that has a little hole. You just plug it in. So I do like that feature that they've included with this figure. That's nice. And then of course he can hold the shield on his wrist with the little clamp. And the shield is just red, and it's got the metallic silver and the blue colors. And you can also put the shield on the motorcycle. They've put a little place on the handlebars where you can clip, basically snap on. So if you want to have the motorcycle with the shield on the front, kind of like we saw in Avengers Age of Ultron, when the Black Widow is riding the motorcycle, you can do that as well, which is kind of cool. So we'll look at the motorcycle real quick. It's actually not too bad of a toy. I mean, the paint applications are pretty basic. It's just plastic. You've got a dark kind of grayish blue plastic. You've got this red stripe and this light blue stripe up here towards the seat. And then you've got some light blue paint used for the headlight, but basically very basic plastic. And then you've got some silver colored plastic as well. You've got this little kickstand that you can kind of turn so you can put it out to the side, and it looks like it just goes to the one side. You can't do it to the other side, but it kind of keeps the motorcycle from falling over, which is nice. And then they've given the little place for the figure to put the feet on the figure. It's got little pegs, so you can place your Captain America on there and then kind of plug it in. Him on there, he fits on there pretty good. He holds the handlebars nice and tight, so you really don't need to plug the feet in as long as you have him holding the handlebars. But for the most part, I would say he fits pretty good on the motorcycle, so I like that. Admittedly, Black Widow is a little bit smaller, her hands a little bit smaller, so they don't fit around the handlebars as well. So you're not going to get a perfect fit with her on the motorcycle. But again, if you still want to kind of recreate that scene from Age of Ultron, you can kind of make it work. The bike has hard plastic wheels, but it actually rolls pretty good. So for the figure itself, I think they've done a pretty nice job with the sculpting. I like the sculpting detail on his chest with the metallic silver star that they've given him, and then the line work on his chest as well for that kind of armored look. And you again have that on his shoulder pads here, which I think looks good. I like the straps, and again, I like that they gave the hole on the back so you could put the shield. Overall, I would say this looks pretty good and pretty true to the costume we see in the Civil War movie. Now here's a look at the figure they did for Age of Ultron, and this is a 5 points of articulated version figure that they did, but you can see the colors are much brighter on this Age of Ultron version as opposed to the Civil War version. Also, the 5 points of articulated figure is a bit smaller as well. This figure stands about 4.5 inches tall, so it is a bit on the tall side. Here's a look at the Iron Man, Age of Ultron Iron Man figure that was released as a Toys R Us 2-pack exclusive last year. And you can see Cap is actually a little bit taller than Iron Man. So definitely this figure seems to be a little bit on the tall side. Okay, and then here's a comparison with other movie figures in this scale that we've gotten from Hasbro over the last couple years. So we've got Falcon, which was the Winter Soldier version of Falcon, and we've got the Age of Ultron Iron Man and Hawkeye, and we have Nick Fury and Avengers Thor and Ant-Man and Age of Ultron Black Widow, and then the Scarlet Witch is a 5 points of articulated version, and we've got a War Machine here. So you can see that Cap is definitely on the tall side, is probably the tallest. Maybe the War Machine figure is about the same height, but definitely Cap is on the tall side here. And if you were wondering, this figure uses a lot of the same parts as the Falcon Cap figure that we got in that comic 2-pack. So the legs are pretty much the same, the arms seem to be the same, the midsection is a little bit different, obviously the head's different. So articulation is okay on this figure. The head's on a ball joint so he can look left and right. He really doesn't have any up or down movement with the head. Arms attached with your standard ball hinge joint at the shoulder so he can get his arm out good, and he's got good rotation there at the shoulder. He does not have a bicep swivel. He's got a single hinged elbow so he can bend his elbow about that much, and then he's got the swivels at the elbow as well. Does not have any kind of wrist articulation, no midsection articulation. Does have a waist swivel, which is nice. The belt is a separate piece on the figure. Legs are attached with ball joints, so he can't do the splits very well. That's about as much as he can do the splits. He can get his leg forward pretty good, and he can do his leg back about that much. Does not have a thigh swivel. Does have a double jointed knee, so pretty good bending at the knee. And then he does have good ankle movement. He's got up and down movement. He's got the hinge there, and he's got ankle pivot and 2 peg holes on the bottom of his feet. Okay, so that's my review. Overall, I would say this is a pretty nice figure. It's not perfect. It's a little bit on the tall side, and I would have definitely liked to see a little more added articulation to the figure. But I think it looks pretty well for the most part, and I like the motorcycle, and I think the figure fits well on the motorcycle. I also like the fact that they've made it so the shield can fit on his back, which is nice, as well as on the front of the motorcycle. I like that feature as well. So this set is out now. I've seen it at Toys R Us. It costs about $20. We'll have a full gallery of images up at marvelousnews.com. There's a link in the description below. And as always, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. If you're so inclined, please like the video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. And until next time, I'll catch you later.